Alright, so it's been a while since I recorded anything for Civ 5, so I apologize in advance for any issues in this video. I have some new recording software since last time I recorded, which I think is turning out better overall, but I will leave it to your feedback and judgment, dear viewers. The question involved in this video is the player of Russia here said that he was trying to be as science-focused as possible in this multiplayer game with his friend who was England, but England seemed to be doing massively better. That even without being trying to... Sorry. Hiccups. That even without trying to be science-focused, his neighbor had nearly as much science, and his neighbor's apparently going for cultural victory, which... that's not what I wanted to check. England has still a while to go here. Let's also... How to put this? As you get more experienced with Civ 5, games that go until turn 422 on standard pace are going to occur less and less. Especially on like deity difficulty, you're usually aiming to win by around turn 300 or earlier. And that's by necessity, since the AI will start to threaten victory at that point or earlier on most games. So that alone makes it slightly harder to judge some things, but I'm going to give this the best shot I can. Number 1 issue. London is size 35. Moscow is size 17. Now, Russia is obviously more of a tundra, not exactly as fertile land in general compared to England, but that's still an inexcusable gap in capital sizes, especially given that both of them are autocracy, and we are still tradition. York is 30, our second best is 13, Nottingham is 13, our third is 9. That alone is basically the science right there. Not sure how else to put it. Each citizen gives 1 science, and when you add in like libraries and public schools, each citizen gives 2 science, which is then multiplied by other factors. And yeah, they probably have food cargo ships going between those cities at a minimum. I'm not sure we have... Okay, we do have one caravan to Moscow for food. We should really have 2. We really shouldn't even be doing too many foreign routes. Now, what is a big problem with the foreign routes? We have over 2,000 gold, but what are we going to spend it on? Like, it's just sitting around there. We're not doing anything with it. That's not so great. I mean, yeah, like what... so we have... Okay, we have no actual autocracy tenants. That's kind of a problem. This is fine. Commerce, yeah, that's fine. But if you're trying to focus on science, you really shouldn't be going autocracy. It's possible to win on science as autocracy, but Order of Freedom are just so much better for science victory. Not only do they give better science, but they also have ultimate tenants that allow for that freedom. Can flat out use gold to buy the last spaceship part, or 3, or all of them even. Order gets a free great scientist and a free great engineer, and can use great engineers to finish spaceship parts. So those all matter quite a bit, and that's in addition to their other science bonuses they get from the tenants themselves. So if we were going to say, what can we do to improve our science output right now? Well, let's take a look at Moscow. Okay, for some reason, we have manual specialist control. That's good, but we don't have anyone in the research lab. That's bad. Sorry, in the public school. That's bad. So we're at 621 science right now. First of all, I'm going to swap this to production focus. I'll explain why in a moment. So what is stuff that we don't really care about too much? 4 production hills, those are nice, but they're not as high up priority. Okay. So, we are at 616. Now we're at 629. We literally just gained, what, 13 science there? Sorry. Oh, right, 'cause that... What? How's my science going up by 1 by being on that tile? Oh, right, research. We're actually doing that. Okay, then. Point is, that's like a significant gain in science for just that one citizen there. We really ideally don't want to be producing research because it is very inefficient overall. It's only like 12 total for that. We're much better off trying to do other things if at all possible. And since we do need growth, we'll go ahead and hit these. Ideally, we probably wouldn't have any trading posts unless they were on jungle. But it is what it is. Hell. Like, here's the problem. There's this balance you have to strike that depends on how soon the game is going to end. If the game is about to end, then you're like, okay, 2 food, 2 gold, 1 science. Nope, we are going to do 2 gold, 2 science. Huzzah. So we get an extra gold, we get an extra science, we lose 2 food. That's all horrible. Well, not if you're expecting to win before the food makes any difference. That's why figuring this out winds up being important, and figuring out when should I stop trying to worry about food, and when should I focus on pure science. Because arguably right now, frankly, we'd be better off actually getting these 4 food tiles. We'd be even better off if we had more food available. So let's look at our other cities. Okay, we do have all 4 there, that's good. I wouldn't really ever improve bananas. It just takes too much time, and you might as well just leave them as jungle. Okay, once we're here, like this isn't improved for some reason. That's not improved. These are both river tiles. That's really rather important. This isn't. I guess that's improved to that. Really, we'd prefer more food here. Salt on the raw desert is not so great. We can probably keep that, I suppose, though this would be better. Well, I'm trying to figure out where we just stopped working. Probably that, I'm guessing. Then over here we have all 4 working. That's good. We don't have that many great tiles here. Though, for example, here's something that could have been done, right? Buy that tile, and then we can do something like buy a lighthouse. Voila, we now have a much better city tile to be working. I'm not saying that's an efficient use of gold. I'm saying the gold should be used for something, in essence. So you've noticed we've managed to push up our growth considerably, and we haven't actually lost any science. This is the same science we started with, despite taking some citizens off of production and focusing more on growth. So why did I put on production focus? It has to do with what happens when you gain a new citizen, and if they go on to food, that new food does not count the turn that you grow, but anything else, production, science, gold, that all does. It's a minor optimization trick. You really shouldn't worry about it unless you're really trying to fine-tune what you're doing. But it's not a bad thing to have just to be on the safe side. So what else can we take a look at? So social policies seem fine. We just don't have enough of them. The fact that we don't have any here is very worrying. We don't seem to have enough culture, really. Like, we really should have a writers guild and musicians guild in whatever city we were going to get a decent population in. Ideally, it's our capital, but you know, if we decide that our capital just is going to be worried about other things and we want to have some culture stuff in another city, that's not the worst thing in the world, but you should have it somewhere. Just a lot of extra culture you can be getting, which means more social policies. Musicians Guild is the least important, but even writers and artists can be quite helpful. Hermitage is nice. I mean, the fact that we don't have a factory at this point. Do we have any factories up? That is really bad. We should definitely have a factory in our cities at this point. But our cities are smaller, and the fact that they're smaller is hurting us here. on multiple fronts. So I mean, if I was in this position, I'd be wanting to have 2 food caravans running to each city to grow them. We can still be building plenty of happiness buildings, I think, right? Like we have a zoo that we can make. We have the, if we had the autocracy tenant, we could get the armory and military, academy if needed. We don't have an aqueduct here. Okay, that's bad. I don't know how we didn't get an aqueduct here, given its tradition. Finisher, maybe we conquered it, I guess. Essen sounds more like a British name. But things like, yeah, Creepost or Craypost, whatever, however it's pronounced, should be there. Reduced culture cost for new tiles. Stoneworks, happiness and production, aqueduct. That should be there. I don't know how we don't have an aqueduct here. I guess it's also British, Hanover. Like, I don't know exactly what happened at the start of the game here. No, wait, those are German, aren't they? I'm not sure. Whatever, they're European. The point is they're not Russian, I don't think. And I might be completely wrong, and I'm sure people will yell at me. So, I mean, that's what this kind of comes down to right now. These cities need to grow. You want to reassign caravans to do that as quickly as possible. Our military is kind of in not the best shape. We have, like, I don't know why we're protecting this antiquity site, given that unless we allow open borders, they can't actually enter them without declaring war, so it's not a huge concern. We'd be saving a little bit of money per turn. Like, I don't know what these guys are doing there. Remember, we have the policy of oligarchy, which means that it costs no maintenance to garrison. So we are paying 74 gold a turn. Now we are gaining 74 gold a turn. Now we are gaining 80 gold a turn. We just gained 6 gold per turn. Magic. Same could apply to a lot of these. We don't have railroads up, it looks like, even though we've researched railroads technology. We have railroads. We should have those up. They give a 25% protection bonus to the other cities and allow us to move our troops around. If we're going for a science victory, we should also be researching the top here. Why? The oil's rather important. Hospitals, more food to grow. Another trade route. Which, if you fill up the internal ones, you can use for external for science. Then stuff like this would be nice, right? And we're going to need particle physics at a minimum, plus stuff like the CN towers handy. And really, if you have rocket artillery and mobile SAMs, you're set on an army if needed. And fighter and bombers can back that up quite easily for land wars. The only other thing that really matters in land wars that's like truly significant is going to be like stealth bombers. And if you want to be line for stealth bombers to try to win, given that you're, Russia and have doubled strategic bonuses, by all means you could do that. And we could try to get a great general and plop him down right here. We'd piss off Brussels, but we'd acquire this... we would acquire this aluminum, pick up the spices. This marble should be improved. I don't know if marble's banned by the World Congress. No? Okay. If marble's not banned, I don't know why we haven't improved that. Maybe that was a more recent acquisition, but that's something to look at. I mean, I think that generally sums it up here. You need food caravans, you need more growth, you need more social policies, you need... If you're going for science, you don't want autocracy. And... if there's a question of, like, is this winnable? The answer is, I really don't know. Why? Because this is, again, like I mentioned, a multiplayer game where his friend was England, and you'll notice England is definitely doing the best on just about every demographic, including soldiers and literacy, population, whereas we're nearly dead last for everything except science. I could take over this game at this point, and with the AI playing England, I could easily win any victory I wanted, but that doesn't really help given that England played by a human is not going to be quite so steamrolled, presumably. So I'm not sure what more I can do to help in this particular case. If you can think of something, let me know. If you'd like to see me play this out in some particular manner, let me know. If you'd like me to make another video with a different scenario, let me know. Had to deal with some real life stuff, and then got dragged by friends into other games, and thus I've had, like, I guess a 6-ish month break from making some of these Civ 5 videos. But if you would like to see anything, let me know. I know I say let me know a lot, so let me know if I say let me know too much. But I'm really just looking to help. I like making guides, I like making videos, I like trying to help people improve. I've already have a thread on the forums with some videos, I think ranging from... I might be wrong on this, but I think it has maybe King, Emperor, and Deity videos. I don't think I have any on Immortal right now, because no one's asked for that. But I think I have those other 3 difficulties. I mean, let's at least stick to difficulty 4 or above. But, you know, as long as it's difficulty 4 or above, I'm happy to take any scenario, any disaster you have, and see what I can salvage out of it, or critique it as kindly as I can. You suck! I mean, let's calmly review the situation. And to try to stop this blathering, I'm going to have to cut it short. Hopefully this has been interesting. All feedback is welcome.